Chapter 1. Listen to part of a lecture in a biology class. I'm sure most of you know that we've been able to extract certain compounds from plants for use in medicine. Compounds like proteins. Proteins from some plants can be used in medicines as antibodies in vaccines. And we can even cause some plants to produce certain proteins by incorporating DNA into the plant's cells, usually in the leaves. We then extract the proteins to use as antibodies. However, we've never been able to produce enough protein to make the process worthwhile. It hasn't been practical until now. Fortunately, now it appears that it's possible to get a large amount of usable proteins from plants. Some researchers have recently succeeded in doing this by using plant seeds to produce these proteins rather than the leaves or the other parts of the plant. Now, there are a number of advantages to getting protein from plant seeds to produce antibodies. But we have to be sure that these proteins are just effective as human proteins, and so far, the research has shown they are. That antibodies produced from plant seed proteins are effective in humans, which is great because typically antibodies for vaccines and medicines are produced from microorganisms like yeast or bacteria, and it's a pretty complicated process. Okay, so what makes plant seeds good production units? Well, for one thing, there are lots of them, right? One plant can produce a lot of seeds, and then there's the issue of storage. Seeds can be stored for long periods of time, and the protein retains its effectiveness. However, that's not true with other parts of the plant. Leaves, for example, you can't store them very long, which means that you have to get that protein out right away as soon as it's produced. By using plant seeds as production units allows you to isolate the protein whenever you need it. And you can transport seeds all over the world, even to places where refrigeration might be a problem. Not so for yeast or bacteria. But with seeds, it seems quite possible that we'll be able to supply them to places that need vaccines, whereas transporting and preserving these vaccine products over long distances simply wasn't feasible. And another major benefit of extracting plant proteins for medical use, it is cost-effective. Unlike the production of proteins for medicinal purposes, using yeast or bacteria like insulin, which is a vital protein used in medications, extracting proteins from seeds doesn't require high-tech production labs with all kinds of fancy equipment. And since refrigeration is not crucial for maintenance or transport, it's much less expensive to store and maintain plant seeds than other sources of protein. We estimate the total production cost to be 10 to 100 times lower.